Check out this amazing abandoned place. I'd love to find out who owns this. That is amazing right there. Given the area I'm in, that's probably a late 1800s home, probably around 1880, 1890. Just amazing. It obviously has, man, this place is weathered. I mean, that probably hasn't been lived in for a good 40 years. Wow. You can see there's still a bit of snow on the ground. Sometime I'm going to come back to this area, see if I can figure out who owns this property. I'd love to detect there. So let's continue on, shall we? Alrighty, and welcome to the video, everyone. Today I'm going to be metal detecting around an abandoned skull that is now used periodically as a community center. It's an absolute awesome place. I was here one time before and it was so grown in, there's no way you could metal detect. The grass was like a foot high. They mowed it down really low to the ground, and the snow we had helped push it down. So I think we're going to find some stuff today because there's a huge open field in behind the skull. Now, it's super windy out, so what I would like to do is take just a quick walk around and show you this amazing building, and I may cut the audio because the wind is really bad. So anyhow, I'll give you a look at that, but just to give everyone a heads up, I kind of used this as a backup spot today. I had knocked on a house that was in an urban area, kind of 1920s, 1930s brick. No answer, and I also knocked an 1800s house around here that I have been wanting to detect for a while, and nobody answered there also. So we're going to go ahead and look around this abandoned school, and I think we're going to find something. Alrighty, so I'm in behind the old school here. And I got my first coin in this back field, about maybe 3 inches down, solid nickel signal, and right there. Let's check and see if it's old. That's a Jefferson nickel, but let's see if we can see the date on it. 1977, so not quite as old as we're looking for, but it is a coin. I'll keep searching. So this right here is an addition. It is not as old as the main structure. I'm not certain when they built this, but this to me looks like sort of maybe a early to mid 1960s addition, probably sometime around in there. And this main building is much older. I can't remember the research I did, but I'll give you an idea. You can see here where the two different structures join together. At some point in time they looks like they redid the foundation. But you can see there, you go from the more modern orange brick into the older stuff right in this corner. Pretty neat. Not really much to see in there. Tile floor still in pretty good shape. Like I said, I'm not sure if this main portion, I think they may still use some areas of it, but all the windows are boarded up. I know at least this building's still used somewhat. Alright, so I'm the whole way in back of the property where there's a fence here. Been here for many years, and there's a little stream that runs in behind there. And I'm going to do this live just in case it's old, but I got a really nice solid signal. It's the first really good, repeatable, high conductive signal I've had. Ringing in 83, kind of like a penny, but it could be old, and you never know when those could be old silvers. I'm maybe 5 yards away from where I found that 1977 nickel, so it may not be super old. And the ground's partially frozen back here, but let's go ahead and check this out. Looks like it's going to be down on this frozen clod here. Oh, and I see it. It is a coin. It's a memorial, but let's see if it's a little bit older one. No, not super old, kind of in the same range, 1982. So I'm not going to live dig anything else unless I get a really good signal. But let me back up here, give you a good shot. Still in the field behind the school. I had a faint signal here, but when it rang in, it wanted to pop the whole way up to 79.80. And surprisingly, it does look like an old coin. I think it's going to be a wheat penny. Came about 3.5 inches down. It was just a weird signal. It didn't come in very good. That's exactly what it is. It's an old wheat cent. Man, it's with the patina on it. It looks like one of the pre-1940s ones. The ones from the 40s and 50s are generally red in color, usually when you dig them. So let me clean this off a second and we'll see. Maybe it's an older one. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to show up on camera too well, but it's a 1937. Not too shabby. Seems like this place has been metal detected pretty good. Not really even finding many deep trash targets. But we will persevere. If we found this, who knows what could be around. Potential for some really old and interesting stuff in this area. A lot of farmland too. Could be stuff from the old houses around here as well. Just never know. It's a pretty cool place, that's for sure. Alright, so I've been at it for about 25 minutes or so. I did pick up a 1983 quarter that was about an inch down, a zinc penny on the surface, and quite a bit of trash bits, some pull tabs from like the 1970s and 80s around in there. I am kind of by the back again, but at least a good 10 yards over from where I was before. And I want to try this one live, because this is actually in the range of what I would expect an old silver dime to ring up back here. It's got about 4 to 5 inches of depth below the grass here, which is a little bit high. But I like the way the signal's coming out, so it's bouncing higher than copper penny. Now, sometimes that can be a clad dime. This could definitely be an old silver coin. So we're going to definitely do this one live. It's going to be right about there. Let's see. Oh, ground is slightly frozen in this section. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Actually, when it's partially frozen, you can make really nice plugs. They keep their shape really well, like that. Alright, so the moment of truth here. Oh, it is silver. I hit it with the pinpointer. Oh, what is it? I think it's a silver Roosevelt dime. Well, that's awesome to find back here the whole way close to the creek. There were definitely kids back here. That's awesome. Let's see if I can just expose the date there at the bottom. 1951. That's awesome. Doesn't look like a mint mark down there. It would be right there. Well, that makes me happy. It's just kind of sitting right there, and when I swept with my pinpointer, I went right over the top of it and exposed it. Alright, well, let's check the hole again just in case. It's a pretty isolated signal, so I think it was only that one target. And that other wheat penny I dug was a little bit weird because maybe about 5 inches off to it there was a little flattened piece of foil about that big down a little bit, but I dug it anyway just to make sure it wasn't like a coin spill. Especially, a lot of people don't think about it. If you find a coin spill that's got like an old steel penny in it from 1943, it could really skew your signal with like other silvers and pennies and nickels in the hole, like, so you never know. But all right, I'm gonna try to grid this place pretty good. I'm way back here now. Crazy to think that a kid lost his silver dime, or at least I assume that's what happened. I would say it was a kid that attended that school, came back here after the day was over to check out the creek, like kids like to do, and lost his silver dime somehow. But anyway, right here, just got a brass shell casing, a Western 38 S&W. Moving on. So I'm closer to the back portion of the addition. Now this brick portion of the skull is not quite as old as the main part that you can kind of see the roof of up there. But anyway, I got a really good coin signal here. I cut my plug. It's not super deep. It's bouncing between penny and dime. So we'll see if it's an old one. But this could just be a semi-modern dime or like a copper memorial cent. So we'll see. It's right here. I should be able to get it out in one scoop. I think it's in the loose sod there. Down a little bit further anyway, which is what we want. I only got my foot shovel here, so we're gonna have to go in behind it there, and it should be in there now. Oh, it's not even a coin. It's just a perfectly preserved, non-smushed aluminum bottle cap. But hey, that's old trash right there. I think that might be an old bleach cap. I don't think that one's to a soda. Oh well. Okay, I'm on the other side of the property, kind of in the back corner over by the river here. You can see the skull sits up over this way. Had a real sketchy signal here. The soil's a lot more sandy on this end. And I got about 4 inches down. I think I got an old coin down there. So, oh, it's actually not old. It's a memorial cent. Let's see if it's at least an early one. Oh yeah. 1960, so that's fine. That's kind of, I'm fine digging stuff in that range, especially with silver coming out of here. All right, so I'll poke around here, see if there's any more coins back here. Probably some fishing sinkers over this way. Well, I found this about 5 inches down. It was all folded up. I unfolded it, and it's got all kinds of numbers and letters on it. Not exactly sure what it's to, if this is off of some sort of electrical or telephone pole. I have no idea. But I'm sure somebody out there knows. But it was down there a good 4 to 5 inches in the sandy soil over here by the river. I'm trying to block the wind. It really picked up, but here I am, right down by the river, and it's still partially frozen on this side. Had a nice coin tone. I put my shovel in and flicked up, couldn't find the signal in the hole. I looked at the base of my shovel and saw the imprint of the coin, and here it flicked out right on this little clod. So I don't know if it's going to be old, but it looks high relief, so it's going to be at least pre-1969. Yeah, and there's no weed stalks on the back, so it's going to be from 1959 or from the 1960s. Looks like 1963D. So yeah, we're definitely in that silver range with the age of these pennies coming out from over here on the side. This is the addition right here, and that's the top of the old skull right there. I'll keep working it. This is as low as it's going to get right now. This is all grown in the summer. It's impossible to hunt back here, so now's the time. So I can't believe I just picked this up with the detector. It was very faint. I knew it was either going to be a more shallow small target or something really deep and good. And here, it was probably about 2 to 2.5 inches down. And it's just this little piece here, but it has writing on it. I actually think it might be the end of an old aluminum ring. Probably some sort of kid's ring, but it has writing on it. So I will be able to figure it out. It says HBE Enterprise or Enterprises Incorporated 1959 maybe? I can't really read the last digit. 1958? I don't know. But man, that was a small target. I think that is, because it's rounded on this end and it busted off of here. I think that might have been a piece of an old ring. Crazy. So my assumption turned out to be correct. It's part of the band of an old aluminum kid's ring marked HB Enterprises 1959. These rings had characters on them such as Dixie Mouse, Huckleberry Hound, and Yogi Bear. Now, it's possible that someone metal detecting here in the past found the other part of the ring, which would have been larger and easier to locate with a metal detector. But at least I still saved the piece that had the text on it so that I could figure out what the heck it was. Some kid dropped it quite a long time ago, and I'm happy to have it. So in this field, there's a lot of the faint targets left, like the beaver tails off the old pull tabs. So I do think other people have detected here extensively in the past, or at least someone who spent a lot of time here. But I'm digging all the pull tab signals that aren't like right on the surface. And I got a 67 signal here. And it's not a pull tab. It almost looks like a piece of jewelry. I'm not sure though, so we're going to pull it out and take a look at it together. Yeah, I do think it is some type of jewelry piece. Let's see if I can poke it through with this little twig here. Oh, there it went. It's not a precious metal. It looks like it's silver plated. It might be a piece of a pendant or off of a charm or something. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's super old. Probably the same date range as a lot of the pull tabs I've been finding, which is kind of around the 1970s, give or take a decade. But the old coins are mixed in here as well, so you never know. But I'll clean it up later. Interesting anyway. So I may be onto something here. This could be a false alarm. But I turned my sensitivity the whole way up to 95. And it got a little bit louder. So this is either a shallow, small target that's kind of full in the detector, or this could be like a 7-inch deep or even deeper old coin. Something like that. So I'll get a big plug cut and we'll see if it's something good. So I was gonna turn the camera on and do it semi-live, but there was signal on both sides of the hole, so I didn't want to chase like iron or something while I had the camera on. But decided to chase the one that was in the middle first, so it appears I did pinpoint it correctly. It's probably some iron on this side, but I will double check. So I took a scoop out. Got an old coin. It's not silver, but I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be an old penny and not a memorial. Yeah, I can't even tell. This one's really crusty. Let me clean it up. I'll see if I can get it to show for us. It's only a 1972. Don't ask me how it got all the way down there. Okay, so I came the whole way back here by the creek and I was looking around a second. There's a bunch of bottles over here, but it's mostly modern beer bottles, or you know, like 1980s and newer, not like super old. A lot of them are just plastic, so it's just modern garbage. But anyway, there's this huge piece back here. I'm not sure what that was. From a distance, I thought, oh, maybe it was a piece of an old sports equipment, like a piece of a soccer goal. But I don't think it is. I'm not sure what it is. But school's all the way over there. And believe it or not, I'm still finding a few targets here and there, even the whole way back here. So had a solid 82-ish signal. Popped this plug right here. It was a perfect shot. You can see where it fell off of the impression. Partially frozen back here, and voila, a coin popped out. Let's get the glove off here, see if we can see what it is. Oh, okay, so it's not super old. 1968. Been finding a lot of stuff from the 1960s. It's just crazy how these coins are back here in the middle of nowhere. Alright, I'll keep searching.